It's Brice and Win with the challenge
breakdown.
It's Brice and Win with the challenge
breakdown.
It's Brice and Win with the challenge
breakdown.
Welcome to the challenge breakdown. It is your boy Wendell Holland here to recap episode 14 of the challenge Battle of the Eras. And you know I am in here with my right-hand man, the one and only Mr. Brice Izyah is in the building. Brice, how we doing?
It's a great day for the gays, and it's a great day for my man. So I am excited to get into this episode because they want to rumble with the B, huh? Throw a hex on court, it won't work because we coming to this anyway. I'm very excited to be
for this. He got a whole verse for his man. And we are also joined by the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, give the drummer some. He is behind the drum set right now. The one and only Joey Hatch is in the building.
Or something. What's going on?
Joey about to play the drums on his computer.
You know.
Joey, do you know what a faja is?
No, it sounds like when I laugh sometimes I say faja. No.
A faja is when ladies or gentlemen get like BBLs and they have to wear like these compression suits to keep like the thing in. I was just, wondering.
It just shows you I'm working out. Where are you?
Listen, I'm here with you.
Okay.
For those listening at home, not only is Joey on the drum set with the
okay,
I got a little sweat this morning. Can I not sweat? Damn.
Joey
got the arms out. He got the cut sleeve on. Hachiman.
Can I work out? Can I look good?
Ooh, Hachi got the arms out.
He is recovering. Do a 360. He's recovering from.
I'm chilling. No, they just took me out the BBL Mercedes when they got me home this morning.
How was you riding on the plane?
I laid down. I had the whole row.
Oh.
Arms out, Hachiman. I'm with you.
Okay. Well, y'all
Brice?
just want to get naked? I mean,
no. Right. Take that jacket.
My outfit is
Brice.
my outfit is perfectly color coordinated. I do. Up what we're not going to do. Are y'all feeling some type of way because the gays came through this episode? Are y'all trying to gang up on the one gay that's on the podcast? What we're not going to do in the name of Derek is do that.
Brice,
where's this narrative coming from? You just, as soon as I logged on, y'all two were at my neck.
And now all of a sudden, now Brice is, what we're not going to do is gang up on the gays. What?
Understood.
Well, in church, sometimes they do the church announcements, and sometimes they do what's called a praise report. Is it okay if I introduce a praise report to the challenge breakdown of season 40?
Absolutely. Praise on, brother.
I just want to give a praise report to my two fantastic, amazing brothers, Joey and Wendeezy. We just got back from the Brice and Win Present Tour 47 stop in Chicago, and hallelujah. Normally, when we go on tour stops, a multitude of things happen. Normally, Wendell and I will get into it. Joey and Wendell will get into it. Me and Joey never get into it. But there is always some sorts of fight, argument, breakdown where either Joey or myself have to become communicators because Wendell, I'm not speaking to Wendell, so I got to speak through Joey, or Wendell isn't speaking to Joey, so Joey got to speak through me. And so we have to have some type of sort of form of communication. But I got a praise report that we were in the Chi-Town and not one fight, not one argument, nothing. Okay. So
Brice, you're right. We didn't get in any fights or any arguments. It could be because you weren't ever with us.
And
that's a lie. That's a lie.
Or it could be, listen here, sometimes we get into it. Sometimes. As of late, it hasn't been happening because we've now done over 100 events. We're a well-oiled machine. We don't need to get into it with each other. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we keep it pushing.
Who's the witness? Who's the witness?
I said we know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, okay. You said
Okay.
witnesses.
I said, okay. Can I get a witness?
Right.
Strengths and witnesses. I said that?
Yes.
Well, I woke up early because just like Joey, I got it in this morning. What about you, Perp?
I got it in this morning as well.
Oh, Jesus.
See, you know what? Wasn't nobody trying to take it there, Perp.
But regardless, the BWP Tour 47 continues. We've got 4 more stops. If you are watching the season of Survivor, I know this is the challenge breakdown, but next week we will be in our home city of Philadelphia, November 27th at the Fringe Bar. After that, December 4th, we're heading to Boston for Game On. After that, we're going to be in Washington, D.C., December 11th at Duke's Grocery. And the grand finale is going to be at Berry Park, December 18th. Tickets are available. And if any of these stops come a percentage close to what Chicago is or was, baby, you don't want to miss it. You can click the link in the Brice and Win Present Instagram or Twitter bio, or you can follow Joey Hatch on Instagram, joe.hatch, and click the link in his bio and get a ticket, and we will see you there.
If you go back to the Philadelphia Flyer, you'll see me hanging out the window on Elfrist Alley somewhere.
I'm dead.
Well, yes, the tour is moving along nicely. We'll be announcing some Philadelphian guests coming up soon and some others. We have part 1 of the finale will be in DC, so that's going to be a huge stop. And then, of course, we bring it home in New York with a 2-day part 2 of the finale in Manhattan and in Brooklyn. So make sure y'all pop out, even if you're just a challenge fan. You know we have a good time regardless. Now, we had what I like to call, well, first of all, we've said it all season. This is a great season.
Yes.
But this episode was a really good episode. Not only Brice Izyah, because his man did what he did, but I think we got to see a lot more of Corey this episode. And you know what, Brice? I will go on a limb and say this episode made me a fan of Corey. I went from just watching him and saying, all right, Corey is a player in this, to watching it, and we saw more sides of him, and I'm like, you know what? I got respect for him.
They were calling him the greatest that's never won it. Because
I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far either. But
I would go that far.
Oh, geez.
You heard of a man by the name of Leroy?
Right. Leroy.
Leroy is still in that canoe trying to figure out how to get to the shore. Okay, so no.
Don't do that to my man, dog.
I will, because what we're not going to do is try to give my man some praises and then try to discredit him. No, I've been saying all season, run the footage, run the tapes. This is my man's season. He's killing it. He don't need to politic with everybody, but he is politicking when the ticking is the politics. And so he's doing his thing, and I am very proud. I'm very excited. And yeah, I mean, this is a great episode.
One single time, and now Brice is just going crazy.
Gave him one like.
Whatever, y'all are haters. At the same time, it was a great episode, but I also was very sad this episode. I lost a dear friend to the show, a personal friend, but we can get there when we get there. So it was like bittersweet. I felt like Michelle last week where, I had to beat somebody, but I had to send my best friend home. So it's a lot to get into. Very interesting. Some shady people, some
You had to send who home?
Hatch, Brice had to send somebody home?
If Corey sends somebody home, I send somebody home. We're a union, okay? We're a partnership.
Bro. Okay. We'll get there. I got a lot to say about that elimination, by the way.
As do I.
A lot to say about that one.
But friendly reminder, the targets that were put up by Michelle last week are Johnny Bananas, Josh Martinez, and Corey, my man.
Can I say when they were walking back in the house and the 3 targets were walking together, Johnny talking about y'all can't catch Target. It's not contagious. Did y'all catch that when he said that?
I did, because they were walking by themselves.
Walking away from them. And he's like, it's not contagious. Y'all can walk next to us.
Yeah, but I mean, this episode starts off with a lot. Like we have Josh talking, I don't know who he was talking to, but essentially he was saying like he can't be mad at anybody. And if anything, he would want it this way because in order for him to get to a final, he needs to get in the paint. And so Josh was like, I ain't mad at nothing. I'm gonna get
painting.
He was not painting,
Oh.
but he, he had to get in the mud, and so I respected Josh taking that stance because it's like, Josh could have been mad, yelling at Michelle, but he's like, you know what, this is my time to shine, and if I have to go in, and if this is my story to finally get to a final, this is what I want. So I was like, okay, Josh, I respect that.
Yeah, I liked how well, of course we're gonna get the tears
every time.
We'll always get the tears. He shows his emotions, right?
We love
but in this case, it seemed like he was doing all the right talking, as in like, all right, it's my time. I got, you know what I'm saying? But then once he really understood, it's like, yo, you against Corey. If I'm not mistaken, when they were out to getting drinks or whatever, that the club night, he's like, yeah, we're family, like, bro, don't try to talk this man. This man wants to take your head off in the elimination and he's looking for something physical. So don't try to talk him down now. Talk about we're family. And how did your man respond to that, Brice?
My man, they said in the club, we all frown. Okay. Corey said, do you know them? Corey kept it cute. Okay. Corey kept it very cute. As much as I love my man, sometimes I got to talk a little ish about my man. And, last week we saw him politicking. This week we saw my man reciting the alphabet. Okay. He was like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Okay. My man was a well-oiled machine.
All the seasons, man. He rattled them off.
Yeah, he did that.
He was ready. He was ready for whatever.
Ended up.
Yeah.
He was in it.
But then he tell Josh when they were out, he was like, yo, we were family. You've been treating me not like family this whole time.
He let him know. Like, look, like you want to play nice with everybody, but don't act like family and then not treat me like family. But the problem is, and I think we learned it last week, what Kylan said, it's like you can be friends with everybody, but you can't be allies with everybody. And correct. I think those lines get blurred with Josh sometimes. So
I think all the time, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Again, I said this last week. It's hard when you are a social butterfly and you make connections on this game from the game. It is.
Friends with a lot of people, Brice, but you have to choose a side.
Joey, we've never played the challenge. Yeah, you have to pick a side. But when you make friends in this game while playing the game, and then you have to go and play the game, it's hard. Like I agree. It is easy to draw a line in the sand. However, it can be confusing sometimes. And if you don't want to hurt someone's feelings,
whose feelings?
He's hurt a lot of people's feelings. Like, when he has to. The thing about it is everyone gets mad at Josh for saying he hasn't picked a side, but Josh has very clearly picked a side. It's just that he doesn't want to say it. And that's where I think people get mad at Josh, is where Josh is like,
so is that clearly picking a side? If you don't,
I mean, it is. We know he ride with Bananas. We know he's with Rachel. Like, it's very clear in how he voted and who he saved. But, he comes back and tries to save face because it's like, again, he's their friend. He wants to still be their friend. He doesn't want them to take it personal. Josh is like an emotional person like me. So me personally, I can understand the plight that Josh has.
I feel like he wants to leave his options open as possible. And that allows him to be, or that forces him to be kind of wishy-washy or kind of try to be all besties with everybody. But there's a time when the rubber meets the road and you gotta choose up. And now it's like, all right, if you're not choosing up, then people will just call you out on it. So Corey's calling him out and it's time to go.
Yeah. I was excited when we finally got to the challenge because I'm like, this is.
Whoa. Before we even get to the challenge, did you notice when Josh had the waterworks?
About his family?
They started talking about his family, and it was like hero music behind the family. And I was like,
night.
Oh, are they what does Brice say? Are they foreshadowing? They were foreshadowing They were foreshadowing. And I was just that when they played the hero music, I just had my eye on Josh the whole rest of the episode.
Yeah, you already know. You already know the foreshadow. Shadow
Ha
up.
ha ha. Well, if we're foreshadowing,
Oh.
let's talk about Terrence Jerome. This outfit at the challenge. I thought this was a fresh shirt. I feel like it was ironed properly. The collars are an appropriate length. It's buttoned up. The gel budget is here today. It looks like he got a clean shaven. Joey, it's looking like TJ and Wendell got the same barber on the beard. Okay, because
The neck is
they have the neck is exposed. It's bare.
The neck isn't really necking.
Yeah, he went to the first barber I had in LA.
I'm about to say, how many barbers you had when you was on the road?
I had quite a few, and they just kept on making my beard skinnier and skinnier, and my jawline kept going higher and higher. Jeez, TJ.
But the event, the challenge, what was called Another Trucker. I like to play on words there. They were forced to knock targets by jumping off, doing Tarzan swings, and knocking off the targets.
On semi trucks going 20 miles per hour. I love challenges like this. I will say, because I always have to critique the production. I really feel like in Survivor, we have a dream team. I really feel like the challenge should implement a dream team. Because I felt like for the women, some women like Aviv, but women like Aviv and other women, she just couldn't reach it. Right? Like, I really feel like they should have brought some of the things in closer because some of the women just could not reach it. Like, it was physically impossible for them. And so I think they should have adjusted it. The space should have been the circumference of your height and weight.
I know what you meant, but I think you used the wrong terminology there. But they should have, sometimes they do, what is it, like Survivor does, like it's going to be whatever you're starting your week.
Right.
Or percentage of your arm length or whatever. They should have did something like that for sure.
Yeah, they account for that in Survivor. And I think the challenge is notorious for not accounting for those kinds of things.
Correct.
Yeah. And so it gives an advantage to some people and doesn't give an advantage to other people. And my man was on the line today. And so I needed him he already was going in with a disadvantage.
Why did he wear those shorts?
Everyone had those shorts on, and I appreciated them.
Now, I think when you get harnessed up, it goes right there.
Okay.
I think.
So if you wear other shorts, it's just going to bunch everything up.
I think it's kind of like rock climbing with the belay or whatever.
I don't want to relive any rock climbing experiences. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my man, he already is going in with a disadvantage. But listen, okay, what's the disadvantage when you
killed it? Even though he had a disadvantage, he still killed it.
What's the disadvantage, Joey, when you covered in Christ?
Are you just saying he's covered in Christ, or you actually know if he's covered in Christ?
He's covered in Christ.
Okay.
Everybody's God's children. Okay. So it was interesting because Jordan gets up there and Jordan is like, bang, bang. Pause. Put his foot out there, bang.
Pause.
They killing it. Then, bum bum da-dum. That's the music of the dark horse. But bum bum bum. No, the dum bum 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 da-dum bum bum bum. Okay, Derek get up there. Derek say, "Oh, okay, we swinging from ropes." Derek go, ba-da, ba, ba, ba,
he said, did you hear what he said? He said, it's like, I imagine it like I'm swatching a wig off a drag queen.
Okay.
I say, yo.
And sometimes they try it. Sometimes you got to snatch a wig. And so Derek gets up there and Derek is going against the puzzle master, the calculator, the rope swinger. Okay, now I'm trying to wait for when they about to give Derek a title because they give Kylan the title every week. Okay. Kylie get up there and I'm like, uh-oh. And I love the best part of this episode for me was like hearing the reactions of the people in the crowd. They're like, oh, Derek's at the same with Kylie. Oh, did Kai miss that? Oh, Kai missed that. Derek didn't miss any. Okay. Derek didn't miss not a soul. Okay. Derek thought it was a hole. And Derek said, I'm going to get every one of them. Okay. Then
do it. Hatch has left the building.
We haven't seen a sudden death in a long time. Then we had to do a sudden death. Jordan, this great, solid, tall man against Derek. And who would have thought? Who would have thought? Derek crushed it. And this is when Jordan says Derek was the dark horse of this season, right? Like, he's played a great social game. He's been practically good at the challenges. He just hasn't won a daily. And now, anytime is the right time, if the right time is right now. And Derek pulled up and showed out.
He did. He did very well.
Crushed it.
Yeah. Respect.
And we had our winners, which was Derek and Rachel, which was good for Bananas Angels because Johnny just needed Aviv, Olivia, or Rachel to pull it out because ultimately the women have the control in the challenge. What I found so funny was, now, you know, I love my man. And I talked about this last week when we saw Corey with Michelle. Now, can y'all please tell me a time on the challenge that we have seen Corey eating dinner with Derek? Like, Corey, you are not being slick. Corey's like, hey, is anybody sitting there with you, Derek? Oh, you did good in the challenge.
Pepper for your salad?
This is gluten-free. Like, Corey, you not being slick.
Brice,
but I ain't mad.
Why didn't he talk to people all season, Brice?
In my opinion,
calling Brice in the confessionals. That's why.
Well, I mean, I did sign a release. In my opinion, I listened to Corey on the challenge this week with Davon, and I think Corey's, and mind you, I disagree with him on this mindset, but I think Corey went into this knowing these alliances of the Vacation Alliance, the Charlie's Angels, the Destiny's Child, the 3LWs, the Day 26s. He knew all of these existed. And so his mindset was like, listen, I'm at home with Brice, my girl, and the kids. Like, you know, when I come into the challenge, I clock in. And he just felt like, I'm not going schmooze and kiss babies. I'm just going to play my own game. And so it worked out for him. However, it could have been a lot smoother for him. And I think that, like, he's realized that now, but you can't just smooth up to the people that won the challenges, Corey. Like, they not going to protect you or fight for you if you just coming up to them the day before. But I'm not mad because Corey don't need to be eating lunch with Derek. Okay. But
I have a question for y'all, and it has nothing to do with anything. But we see sometimes people get emotional in their confessionals. Do they do confessionals literally as the show's going on, or do they wait, edit, and then they come back and then people are reliving these emotions?
Both.
The perfect person that you should watch, Joey, next episode is watch Kylan's confessions.
And watch his different beards.
Watch his beard.
That's why I'm asking. I'm like, it's like the Ray J hat. You know what I'm saying? Like how it's every clip is a different
Yeah, Kylan is perfect for that because you watch him and he got the husky beard, and then he got the chin strap with the light mustache. Yeah. So, but essentially, it's I'm willing to bet they pull you like during the I think they like pull you during the day, and probably there's a day or something later of confessionals, and then they probably do something, something like that. Because there's some that's like, all right, this is real time or whatever. And then there's some that was like, all right, that was picked up at some later point.
Because I noticed last week when Michelle was like crying in her confessional, I'm like, if this had already happened, like, how are you still emotional about this?
You could
I mean, it can be.
You could get put back into that mindset for sure.
Yeah.
But so Brice, you listened to the official challenge podcast. It's a good pod. I did too. And yeah, Corey essentially said, You got all these players. They're going to Florida. They're on these vacations. They're hanging out together all the time. I'm at home with my family, and respect to him for that. But I think that you can be at home with your family, but also just understand when you're playing the game to like play the game a little bit. Like,
make your presence known, make your presence felt. There's other ways.
You know, you can. You don't have, but since we saw the beginning of Corey in this game years ago, he came in there like, yo, I'm shooting for the top. I'm going in. And I loved watching him. You know, I loved it back then. But now it's like, bro, you're a vet, but you do have relationships with these people. If you were to massage the relationships a little bit, it just might give you an easier path. That's all I'm saying.
It's a game of luck, right? Like they don't have any control. They don't have any control over the casting. We see throughout this episode, Corey gets on a call with Nelson. Nelson is his brother. Nelson is his dog. Like Nelson is a friend of his. If Nelson were here, Nelson has other relationships with different people that could have brought Corey in a little bit more. So it's not like Corey is just like out on the island with me, his girl, and the kids. Like he has relationships. However, they just weren't picked. Think about how different it would have been if Fessel was in here. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, he can do a better job, but also I feel like it's the luck of the draw, and he just didn't get put in with a lot of people.
No. First of all, why isn't Fessel here?
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't call Fessel, because they should have called my man Fessel.
Would Era 4 have been too stacked in that case?
They would have been nuts if they had him.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. But Nelly T wasn't there, but you know who's gonna be there
beforehand.
And if you don't know who's gonna be there, which I question, you do know who's gonna be there, but also still, like, you have an idea of the group. So
and if you're not cool, like I just feel like if you're not
be fake, that's all I'm saying. Be fake. Be fake.
But fakeness will only get you so far sometimes.
Be fake and transactional, but don't be don't. I just think that you can just fake it, whatever. And because you're getting paid to go out on this show. So if you can fake it a little bit or be cordial, act like you're cool with them, so you can get a little further in the game. Cool.
Right. Are you saying that you wouldn't know how to fake it if you was going out there and trying to smooth a couple people?
What I'm saying,
lie to my face right now.
Go ahead, lie to us both.
No, because what I'm saying is Corey and I are different people. Also, Corey went out there thinking him and Josh were cool. We saw episode 3 or 4 whenever Corey got put down. That bubble of Corey's was popped. Corey thought he had these relationships. So, all right, maybe y'all are right. Maybe he should do a little bit more schmoozing. Maybe. Another thing I would love to bring up is we talk about Derek and how great of a social player he is. I loved how, first of all, with Rachel being the one that is going to tell us who's going in, we already know it's going to be Corey because she's going to protect Bananas. And I loved how Derek got ahead of this, and Derek was essentially saying, like, I'm just here for the semantics. I'm just co-signing. Like, I'm not putting my name on nothing. Still kind of like deflecting a little bit.
I got a question about that. So is it always, since it's been like a one gender, elimination, has it always been the opposite sex choosing? Because I've never really remember hearing TJ say, Rachel, this is all on you. You know what I mean? You're the one deciding.
He always says it.
Like it's like a group decision on who they want. And then if it's a stalemate, then that person decides.
So I think essentially that's what it is. If it's a stalemate, the opposite has the control. So essentially they have the control. And Derek wasn't trying to rock no boats.
He didn't need to. He won.
I'm chilling. I ain't making no static. I'm chilling. My name Bennett.
Then we get to go out to the club. And
what is this? Why is everybody talking about some damn club nowadays?
Y'all guys are so late. This is a TikTok trend that was like at this point a month and a half old. Yes, in the club, we all do you know them? In the club, we all fam. Huh? In the club, we all fam. Huh? In the club, we are all family. And speaking of family, Josh and Corey have a very interesting chat at the golf. First of all, I love the fact that they go to the same place. And when they come up the steps, I don't know who it was, if it was Jordan or Bananas, it was like, we're back. But I just love how the fake club scenes. But, you know, Josh and Corey are talking. And despite Corey being mad at Josh of how things have happened, Corey is still a man of honor. And Corey says, like, I understand that it's us, but if it's anyone that deserves to be in the finale, it's you. Now, I'm sorry this season it's not going to be you, but you deserve it. I said, come on, look at my man.
Another question that I have, like Bo, when I had an idea, I had been thinking, do you think production understands who's going in and they're like, all right,
curtails the challenges for that?
Correct.
I think they have a bank of challenges. And I also think that they see who's going in and curtails the challenges. For example, in this case, I don't think they were like, okay, running into each other is a clear advantage for Corey, because many seasons we've heard Josh talk about, I want a headbanger. Right. So, but I think what they thought was, this is a good challenge for both of them. I think they were like, this is going to be a good one.
Well, I mean, it was something. I also appreciated right before the interrogation. What's it called? The deliberation. Rachel and Derek had this poignant conversation about the LGBTQ plus community and how Rachel thought like Rachel winning it and Derek winning it to people of the LGBTQ plus community, how important it is for the representation of us to see us, because oftentimes in communities, queer people, we are seen as others. We don't really get the shine that we deserve. And for it to be this late in the game and to have two queer people winning it, I thought that it was great. And I love the fact that Rachel was talking about, you know, she's been on this for 20 years. 20 years ago, she was out being a proud lesbian. And we go through these different clips of the challenge where the challenge has had multiple queer people, multiple representation of LGBTQ plus people of our community, even when it wasn't quote unquote popular. Like, we've always had the girls. Now, would I like to see a more diverse showing of the girls? Yes. You know, we shouldn't just see one black gay man and one black gay woman through these whole, but that's another topic for another day. But I love just to see the representation. And I just also remember 20 years ago watching the challenge, I forget who the gay white man was, but I remember like seeing him, and it was like the puzzle piece where they had to like move the puzzle pieces, and he like killed it. And I was just like, you know, at that point I was 6, but I was like, look at him. And so representation really does matter. And we're at the day and age where reality TV does shape a lot of our future, and a lot of the younger generation is watching it. And so I know that there is some little queer person at home seeing Rachel, seeing Derek, and being like, wow, like Derek just went up against Jordan and Derek killed it. Like, I am special. I am strong. I don't care what the society says. And so I just thought that was a really great moment. So shout out to Rachel for having that conversation with Derek.
That was well put, Brice.
Well put. I agree.
Rachel looked like a little snack on that couch too, but that's another topic.
Well, I mean, if we want to talk about snacks, we can go to the deliberation. Okay. Because my man was up in there. Essentially, it wasn't a deliberation. We already knew what it was going to be. And again, Corey kind of reiterates this sentiment. He's like, I probably shouldn't say this, but like, you should be going in, Josh. Like, you've killed it. Like, we've seen the transformation of Josh from Big Brother to the challenge. We've seen him working out. We've seen him being a social king. It's like, you really should be up there. And if nobody's going to give you your flowers, I'm going to give you your flowers right now. Although I'm about to snatch them from you and say that it's not going to be this season. But again, Corey standing up and essentially, despite his relationship with Josh, still saying that, like, we're brothers, we're family, and I love you. And I appreciated that.
I forget why I wrote this note. It was late in the show and late in the episode, But I was like, Corey shouldn't run for office because his political campaign is in the gutter. His strategy is always just in the gutter, bro. I forget what he said or what he did. I'm just like, bro, that is not the right thing to do right now.
Yeah.
He needs to have a strategy meeting with Brice, clearly.
He needs to diversify his tool belt.
Right.
It's diverse.
But after deliberation, we find out what the elimination is going to.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
After deliberation, we find out what the elimination is, or we find that out when they get there.
When they get there,
can we pause and talk about Nelly T a little bit?
Yeah, shout out to Nelly T, man.
Yeah,
he in great spirits.
Corey has this call with him, and like, if you've been watching Nelly on social media, you know he was in a car accident, and he had his leg from just below his knee down amputated, and you watch his journey, and now he's like super fit again. He's doing all these movements. It's just like, wow, that's incredible. But this interview was before he got this particular prosthetic. So like, it's almost like a time capsule of these two good friends checking in with each other. They were on this show together, running it together. They were dogs. They were brothers. You got a clip of Nelly, I think, stepping in to the challenge to go in a hall brawl against Fessy, if I'm not mistaken, so that he can allow his brother Corey to get farther in the challenge. These two guys are as close as it gets, right? And for this car accident to kind of take Nelly out of the game and like claim his foot, it's very sad for that to happen, and for him to get this call from Corey, and Corey is hearing Nelson with these high spirits, and like Nelson's just pushing him and just so hyped for his boy. It was really touching because, like, man, if that happens to a lot of people, man, like some people would think their life is over and they'd be so depressed. But to watch Nelly with his high spirits like that, it was really great to see. And I think it really hit Corey. And Corey's like, man, like it's deeper than, you know, anything. I need to do this for Nelly. I need to do this for my family. And it was good to see. And I think this is the moment. And also when he's talking more about his family, I think this was the moment that I was like, dag, like I see that brotherhood. I see that friendship. You see a different side to Corey because he's even getting emotional. And we don't ever see that. Even when he's talking about his family, we don't ever see him get emotional. And I think at that point, I was like, man, like I'm rooting for this brother.
Is anybody else kind of noticing that Corey, when they do show him in flashes, it's kind of like a hero's edit? You know what I mean? It's kind of like they play that triumphant music kind of behind him when he's talking about his family. They are, you know, when it's time to go in the arena, or I forget what they call it, but like he kind of gets that villain energy music, like I'm here, the dog is here, like I want all the smoke. And I'm just like, wow, they are kind of painting this picture for Corey. It might be trying to tell us something.
I'm glad you brought that up. I do notice that, but also like even when it comes to Survivor, sometimes if the producers know that someone's getting to the end, even if they're not going to win, they're going to bolster that. So
no, keep on what you were saying, Joey.
So in the case with Corey, I hope he wins this one. I want him to win this season. I'm rooting for Corey to win this season. The only thing I'm saying is it could be one of these where it's like, all right, you're getting the triumphant music because you're going in the dirt and you're beating people. And when you get to the end, you know, who knows?
Yeah, no, we don't even need to put that. We don't like you're a hater. You're a hater.
There are dogs
You're a hater.
Know how to run.
You're a hater. You want to get on the Corey chain now.
For those of you that are watching or listening, this is what happens when we are all at odds with each other. Nobody can get a word out.
We'll be talking that bull. First of all, if you're going to give my man his flowers, give him his flowers, period. Like, don't be like, oh, well, they play the good music for everybody, but sometimes the editors like to trick us, and then they'll play a set. Shut up. Like, shut up. Pop off, Joey. Yeah, they give him
Corey Wharton. Unfollow Brice Izyah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, mind you, I was a little gagged this episode. 'Cause
Whoa.
When I saw Corey sitting in the chair, I'm like, uh-oh, finally, they about to show my FaceTime with my man. Then it was Nelson. But quite all right. But this emotional side, this touching side, this tender side that you're seeing from Corey, it's a side that I already know, right? Like, I love the fact when Corey was talking about my stepdaughter, his daughter having open heart surgery, right? Like his family has been through a lot. He is not out in the world and partying on these vacation clubs because he's at home taking care of his kids. He's had a sick child. Like, he's been through a lot. He has a blended family. He's a man's man.
He has a blended family?
Yes, he's got. Have you not seen Teen Mom when I was on Teen Mom? Because that's when I first fell in love with Corey.
No, Brice, I have not seen Teen Mom.
So yes, he has a daughter, and then he has 2 other kids with my sister wife. But first of all, because I could talk about Teen Mom all day. However, Corey and his baby mom have come a long way. They co-parent amazing. And so yeah, like this is what we already know of Corey. So I do agree with you, Joey. I love the music that they playing. I'll be shaking a little ass when it but
what? Come on, bro.
I'm still nervous because you are right, Wendell. There are a lot of dogs left in the game, but like, do we not love an underdog story?
We do.
So that's all. That's all I got to say. Wendy's.
I hope it's his time. I do. I'm rooting for Corey. I told you.
Wendy's, where are we going next? In this episode?
To the elimination.
Yeah, okay. we're going in the dirt now.
This is
so Brice, I have a question for your friend Joseph Hatchert. Joseph Hatchert, do you know what the title of this challenge was called?
I don't remember. What was it? Did I take notes?
I didn't write a note on what the challenge, what this one was called.
I think, Joseph, I'll give you a hint. You got one person starting a little ahead. That means the other person is
behind.
Yeah, I didn't write a note.
A full sentence, Joey. If one person is ahead, that means the other person is.
Finish the sentence for me.
I can't even. Hold on. I took notes, but I think I missed it. I was too busy getting Corey photos.
I think it was a different word than approaching from behind.
My brain's off. Oh, yeah. You weren't ever going to get me to say that first. Because did you see everybody's face when they said it? Everybody's face was like,
do your journalistic due diligence, Joey. You read all of the titles. What is the name of this challenge, Joseph?
Blank from behind.
Wendell, please instruct.
I don't know if Joey can read that word. He's pulling up Brice Izyah.
Joey, what is the name of the challenge?
Approaching from behind.
Right. Approaching.
I'm gonna log off. What's the name of the challenge?
He's gonna log off.
Finish strong.
What is the name of the challenge?
You tell us, Brice.
You read every one of the challenge names. Trucker Ducker. What's the name of the challenge?
We forgot.
I don't know the name of it, brother. It's on the screen. COMING from
good work around. Good work. Well done.
Wait a minute.
Never said.
I'm just trying to figure out how does that work? But listen, if you want to come on, on, okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
You want to come from behind, or you want to in the R?
It's time to log out.
TJ know what he be doing. Okay, TJ know.
He had a little smirk when he said it too.
We get into this challenge approaching from behind. We got Josh and Corey going in the trenches.
My type of challenge, brother. Corey had a nice little strategy.
What was Corey's strategy?
Because he said, look, He's like, I played football. I know I'm faster than Josh. He was like, if I'm on defense, I just have to basically make sure he doesn't get to the bell. I just have to push him out of bounds. He could have tackled him, but he was like, he's my dog. I'm going to spare him some embarrassment. I'm just going to push him out of bounds.
And then we get to Josh's strategy. Does anyone recall what Josh's strategy was?
I just have to run as fast as I can to ring the bell.
No. He said, it's okay. I'm going to rely on my endurance.
That's what he said. Yes.
The only thing
Brother man, this is a sprint.
It's a sprint, cousin.
Brother man.
Athleticism.
I just wished when Josh got to the end, I wish he would have like slowed up because Corey was coming in hot and Corey was cutting that corner and whoosh. I wish Josh would have waited for Corey to do the whoosh so that Josh could catch Corey off of his balance. Josh was just running and just all Corey had, like, you know, when you're running full speed ahead, it's easy for someone to push you. I wish Josh would have just waited a little bit.
If you're Josh, you're saying you run, stop, so Corey flies by you.
Yeah, you gotta be athletic to do that.
That's athleticism, and that's not easy to do when you're running full speed.
Not easy to do, brother.
So slow down before you get to the end.
All right, so you're jogging now, and Corey's not flying by you. He's Corey's the athletic one.
Right.
Josh is athletic too. Don't do that to Josh.
I don't think
it was after.
And that's not a dig. He's just not athletic.
No, he is athletic.
Some people aren't athletic.
All right. All right.
He's athletic.
What about Josh is athletic?
No, he's not. Brice, we've seen challenge after challenge. He's had to throw medicine balls. He's had maybe, you know what? I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's not a dig. It's not, it really isn't a dig. He's not
He
athletic.
Cool, Wendell, because you don't want to make me call Josh.
Call him on me. It's fine. I'll take the heat.
Bro, okay, you know what? Here's what I'll say. You can't teach dog.
Ooh.
You can't coach dog. You can't teach dog.
Okay, and
we saw one dog down there.
Okay, that's fine, but every sport doesn't illuminate
for a
dog.
Running scared, and we saw somebody running scared.
What I will say is when Josh tripped over the hay,
that took me out. I actually had to pause the episode because I was laughing hard.
When he tripped over the hay, I really feel like the next 2 rounds you could see in Josh's face. Like, I feel like that really kind of like that. Yeah. And that I hated that for Josh because it's like, I know how much he wanted this. And I know just with the pressure can get to people. And so like, you know, I understand that, but Josh didn't give up. Josh kept his head up high. Unfortunately, my man was victorious, and so I was very happy for my man. I was, you know, celebrating, but I also was very sad for Josh because I love Josh Martinez. I think Josh Martinez has come a very long way. I think that he is great TV. I think that he will make a finale one day soon. And all of these instances from season after season, it only will make it that much better when Josh finally makes it to a finale. So hats off to you, brother. Much love. And you did your thing this season. I mean, you didn't get to where you wanted to go, but Theo is still on a canoe. Derek is out of here. CT had to be taken off by an ambulance. Like, there are so many other people that left way earlier than you. Hats off to you, Josh.
Yeah. Again, he's in great shape. He's strong. Stronger than me. Athlete, not.
Like, yeah, there's just like
salute.
Yeah, there's some like, and also Corey played football
in college.
Corey is a true dog, and this is a challenge for a Corey.
You play football, right, Joey?
Mm-hmm.
What position?
Receiver, safety.
Oh, okay. I thought more a tight end.
No, ain't nothing. No, I'm not even gonna go there. But no.
You know, when I played in high school, I was a
cheerleader. Okay, this was a great episode of challenge.
Oh, no, I hate when I crack myself up before I'm about to say something.
Just like in the airport, he couldn't get himself together.
when I was in high school.
You didn't play football, so don't continue the sentence.
Were you on a step team?
Hey.
I was a wide receiver.
Oh my God.
That's so funny, Brice. So what I'll say about this challenge is it was made for a Corey. I think Josh would have been better suited in like a hall brawl against a Corey.
Yeah, he would have had a better shot.
I think Corey would have still ran through his chest, but I think he would have had a better shot because you're just going right straight at each other, and you could at least start wrestling or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it took a little more skill, thought, and dog. And I think Corey got the job done 4-0.
So again, it's a celebration over here for Corey. Very sad for Josh, but finally Corey can strike some revenge because with great power comes great decisions, Joseph, and
great responsibilities.
Yeah, that's what they say. With great power comes great decisions. Not actually with great power. You don't always make the best decisions.
You don't always, yeah.
I was curtailing it to the challenge, but Corey gets to pop off, and Corey gets to name some targets, and he names Jenny, Aviv, and Michelle to go in, potentially getting rid of Johnny's Angels. I'm hoping that Michelle can pull it out because I'm really rooting for Michelle. Aviv got last place with the girls this week, so she's coming into it with a penalty. So we will have to see where it goes. But my God, where is the finale? Like, I mean, like, because I just feel like, what's up?
It's been a long season. I love it.
The challenge sometimes reminds me of the Housewives. It'd be like episode 36. Well, God damn.
I mean, it's keeping our attention though, so I don't want it to end. It's actually an entertaining season.
Yeah, this is a good one. I hope they learn from it because like they had a lot of good personalities in it, and a lot of the old school folks brought the personalities. Like, I'm impressed with Bananas for real.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
What's going on the the challenge T page? They're saying like who's not coming back for 41, and people are like turning it down because of what potentially happened on this season. And,
yeah, well, we don't want any spoilers, but that's here. In the other challenge streets, you got the Laurel and Nerese popping off.
No, Horatio talking about Laurel talking about he was just at my house. He stayed the week at my house.
Interesting. So you got a lot of tea in these streets.
I do think they are taking a break next week. I'm not sure if the challenge is coming on next week for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's off next week.
It's off the Wednesday before, so we do have a break.
Yeah,
we have a little break.
Okay,
but I will be sure to post photos with me, Corey, and the family from Thanksgiving.
I forget this young lady's name, but met her in Chicago. But as I am doing my thing on the microphone, she stops and walks up to me and says, "I love you on the challenge breakdown." And I was like, "Oh, you watch?" She said, "I love your takes." And I was like, "I'm just, I don't really know what's going on." She was like, "No, you do." And we just keep giving your takes. We all love them secretly. I was like,
she was gassing you up, Hat. She don't love you.
But hey, it felt good.
She don't love your takes.
How about you properly shout her out? Her name is May.
May, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It was a pleasure meeting you. I can't wait to see you because we're running it back to Chicago. So I can't wait to see you when we are back in Chicago.
I want to go to Shy in the springtown, but in the springtime.
Springtown?
In the springtime. Yo, I've been picking up some Brice Izyah language.
Not too much. Well, let's run this back in 2 weeks for episode 15.
All right. Thank y'all for watching. This has been the challenge. Breakdown. We'll catch you in 2 weeks. Peace.